part 2, and we read how Daksha, after realizing that he is doomed, he's trembling in fear and he sought refuge to Vishnu. So he fell on the ground on his feet and requested him to protect him, to give him the protection and as well as you know save the sacrifice. He told him that he was totally dependent upon Vishnu, Vishnu being his idol. So Vishnu needs to give him the protection. And he told him that you are the God, so you gotta have to protect me because I need that protection. I'm seeking protection from you at this point in time. Vishnu said that yes, I am the God. Yes. But the one whom you disrespected, whom you did not honor, is the God of gods. He is the Lord of lords. He is the one who is the bestower of action. He is the one who bestows the fruit of action on those who are dedicated to Him. And you dishonored Him. You disrespected Sati, that led to her end in such a such a bad way. And in your evil deeds, you are still continuing the same thing, and you are still not realizing that not only you, everyone who is standing with you is going to be destroyed. Because Veerbhadra is coming with a vast ocean of army, vast ocean of army that's going to destroy everything, and they're not going to calm down until they fulfill Rudra's wish. So this is where we read last time. Today we are going to be reading chapter 36 and 37. Our English reader is Himanti and our Hindi reader is Ajay Uncle. Jai Guruji. Shivpuran Guruji.
Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji for this beautiful seva of reading the Shivpuran, the Mahagranth. Today we will read chapter 36 and 37. Chapter 36, the dialogue between Vishnu and Veerbhadra. Brahma said, Indra mocked at Vishnu, who was engrossed in his own arguments. He, the bearer of the thunderbolt, was desirous of fighting Veerbhadra along with the other devas. Then Indra rode on his elephant, the fire god rode on a boat, Yama rode on his buffalo, and Nirti rode on a ghost. Varuna rode on a crocodile, the wind god rode on a deer, Kubera sat in his chariot Pushpaka, and he was ready and alert. The others in the host of devas, Yakshasas, Karanas, and Guhyakas, all were very powerful, rode on their own respective vehicles. Seeing their enterprise, Daksha, with blood rushing to his face in his excitement, approached them along with his wife and spoke. Daksha said, Depending on your support and strength alone, have I begun this great sacrifice. Such brilliant persons as you are authorities in the achievement of all good actions. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Daksha, the gods, including Indra, set off immediately in their readiness to fight. Indra and other devas and the guardians of the quarters, deluded by Shiva's Maya, fought with their full power. A great fight ensued between the devas and the Ganas. Those powerful warriors fought with each other with sharp spikes, iron clubs, etc. Conches were blown, drums were beaten in that great war festival. Battle drums were sounded both big and small. Being encouraged by that sound, the devas in the company of the guardians of the quarters hit and thrashed the attendants of Shiva. O excellent sage, on account of the incantations of Bhrigu, the attendants of Shiva were routed by Indra and other guardians of the quarters. Their defeat was effected by Bhrigu, the sacrificial priest, for the continuance of the worship of the deities and for the satisfaction of Daksha, who had been initiated in the sacrifice. On seeing his people defeated, Veerbhadra became infuriated. He asked the goblins, ghosts, and spirits to keep back. The attendants riding on bulls were sent to the front ranks. Accompanied by his forces and wielding his great trident, he felled the devas. The attendants of Shiva hit and thrashed the devas, the Yakshasas, Sadhyas, Guhayakas, and Karanas, with their javelins, spears, and tridents. Some were split with swords and smashed with iron clubs. The devas were hit and smothered with various weapons by the attendants of Shiva. Thus defeated, the devas left one another in lurch and fled to heaven. Only the guardians of the quarters, Indra and others, had the courage and strength to stay behind in that terrible battle with what little enthusiasm they had. Indra and others collectively approached Brihaspati in that battlefield and asked him humbly. The guardians of the quarters said, "O dear preceptor Brihaspati, intelligent and merciful, please tell us quickly how we can be victorious." Brahma said, on hearing their words, Brihaspati remembered Shiva and spoke to Indra, who was confused and confounded, to slow the difficulty. Brihaspati said, "O Indra, what Vishnu had said before was taking place now. I shall explain it further. Listen attentively. There is a presiding deity of sacrifices who dispenses the fruits of all sacrifices. He does it with reference to the performer. He is not independent of the performer. Neither mantras, nor medicinal herbs, nor black magic, nor worldly activities, nor the Vedas, nor the true systems of Mimasas, nor other sacred texts based on Vedic passages are able to know Shiva, so the ancient authorities say. Lord Shiva is not unknowable entirely. He can be known by devotees who have no other refuge, though he is unknowable through thousands of Vedic passages without devotion. So says the great Vedic passage. Sadashiva shall be known through his own blessings, by mental tranquility and supreme vision, without aberrations and distractions. But, O Lord of Devas, in the matter of discussion about what shall be done and what not, I shall explain the aspect of fulfillment of our desire. Hear that in your own interest. It is your childishness that prompted you to be present here in the sacrifice of Daksha along with other guardians of quarters. What shall you do with the exhibition of your valor? These infuriated assistants of Rudra have come here to stop the sacrifice, and they will do it undoubtedly. There is no remedy to prevent the destruction of the sacrifice. True, I am telling you the truth. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Brihaspati, the guardians of the quarters, dwellers in heaven, including Indra, fell a-thinking. Then remembering Shiva mentally, Virabhadra, surrounded by the heroic attendants of Shiva, spoke to Indra and other guardians of the quarters. Virabhadra said, on account of your childishness, you came here for this glorious act. I shall now offer you a Vadana. I shall cut you to pieces. Come near me. O Indra, O Agni, O Sun, O Moon, O Kumera, O Varuna, O Wind, O Nirti, O Yama, O Sesa, O Devas and Asuras. O clever ones, come here. I shall give you a Vadana. The boon will be tasted by you till you are satisfied. Brahma said, saying so, Virabhadra, the leader of the attendants, became furious and hit all the devas with sharp arrows. Similarly wounded by the arrows, Indra and other leaders of devas fled in all the 10 directions. When the guardians of the quarters and other devas had fled, Virabhadra came very near the entrance of the sacrificial chamber along with the Ganas. Then all the sages who had assembled there were terribly afraid, and bowing to Vishnu and desirous of informing him, said thus. The sages said, O Lord of Lakshmi, Lord of Devas, O great Lord, Lord of everyone, save the sacrifice of Daksha. Undoubtedly, you are the sacrifice, the performer of sacrifice, the sacrifice embodied, ancillary to sacrifice, and the protector of sacrifice. Please save the sacrifice. There is none else than you to protect it. Brahma said, on hearing these words of the sages, Vishnu, desirous of fighting with Virabhadra, went ahead. The powerful Vishnu, the four-armed discus-bearing Vishnu, fully equipped, came out of the sacrificial chamber along with the devas. The trident-wielding Virabhadra, accompanied by the different Ganas, saw Vishnu, the great Lord, desirous of fighting and ready for it. On seeing him, Virabhadra knit his eyebrows and his face became awful. He met with him as the god of death, meeting a sinner, or the lion meeting an elephant. On seeing Vishnu in such a manner, Virabhadra, the suppressor of enemies, surrounded by the Ganas, became furious and said, Virabhadra said, O Vishnu, how is it that you set at naught the affirmation of Lord Shiva? Why were you haughty? Can you dare to transgress the affirmation of Lord Shiva? Who are you? In the three worlds, who is your savior? Why did you come here? We do not know that. How did you become the guardian and savior of Daksha's sacrifice? Explain it. Haven't you seen what Sati did? Haven't you heard what the Guruji did? Said? You too came to Daksha's sacrifice for the sake of sacrificial gifts. O long-armed one, I shall now offer you avadana. I shall cut you to pieces. O Vishnu, I shall split your chest with my trident. Who is your protector? Who dare come near me? I shall dash you to the ground. I shall burn you with fire. I shall pound you after burning you. O Vishnu, O evil conduct, O the worst of Shiva's haters, don't you know the greatness and sanctity of Lord Shiva? Still, O long-armed one, if you stand face to face with me, wishing for a fight, I shall rout you. If at all you can steady yourself. Brahma said, on hearing the words of Virabhadra, Vishnu, the intelligent lord of Devas, laughed gleefully and said, Vishnu said, O Virabhadra, listen, I shall tell you, I am a servant of Shiva. Do not call me inimical to Shiva. At first, I had been requested repeatedly by Daksha foolishly, since he is too much addicted to rituals and did not know the true state of matters. He wanted me to protect the sacrifice. I am subservient to my devotees, so also is Lord Shiva. O dear one, Daksha is my devotee. Hence I came to the sacrifice. O heroic one, you have the features and splendor of Shiva. You are born of Shiva's fury. O Lord, you are the receptacle of exploits. Listen to the vow taken by me. I shall withstand you. You can try to stop me, let whatever is destined to happen befall. I shall definitely show my prowess. Brahma said, when Vishnu said thus, the long-armed Virabhadra laughed and said, I am glad to know that you are a favorite of our Lord. Then the delighted Virabhadra, the leader of the Ganas, laughed and stooped humbly and spoke to Lord Vishnu. Virabhadra said, O great Lord, I had said thus in order to test your feelings. Now I shall speak in real earnest. You listen with attention. As Shiva, so you. As you, so Shiva. O Vishnu, thus speak the Vedas at the bidding of Shiva. O Lord of Lakshmi, all of us are the servants of Shiva. We work at the bidding of Shiva. Still, due to respect, we speak and argue thus. Brahma said, on hearing these words of Virabhadra, Vishnu laughed and spoke these words beneficial to Virabhadra. Vishnu said, O great hero, unhesitatingly fight with me. Hit all over my body by your arrows. I shall return to my hermitage. Brahma said, saying thus, he stopped and got ready for the fight. The powerful Virabhadra too got ready in the company of his attendants. Chapter 37. Destruction of Daksha's sacrifice. Brahma said, mentally meditating on Shiva, the remover of all adversities, and seated in his divine chariot, the powerful Virabhadra took up all the great miraculous weapons for his fight with Vishnu and roared like a lion. Vishnu the powerful loudly blew his conch, Panchajanya, delighting his own people. On hearing the sound of the conch, the Devas, who had fled before leaving off the battlefield, returned quickly. The guardians of the quarters, including Indra, roared like lions and fought forcefully with the Ganas of Virabhadra. A noisy, terrible fight ensued between the Ganas and the guardians of the quarters, both roaring like lions. Indra fought with Nandin, the fire god with Asman, and the powerful Kobera fought with Kusmandapridin. Nandin was hit hard by Indra with a thunderbolt that had 100 spikes. Indra was hurt in the middle of his chest by Nandin with the trident. Nandin and Indra, both equally powerful, fought with each other gleefully and hit each other in diverse ways with a desire to overpower each other. The infuriated fire god hit Asman with his spear. He too hit back the fire god with his trident of very sharp point. Mahaloka, the heroic chieftain of the Ganas, remembered Lord Shiva with joy and fought with Yama. Chanda, the brownie, grappled with Narada and mortified him with many great miraculous weapons. The powerful hero Munda fought with Varuna, surprising the three worlds with his great spear. Bringi was struck by the wind god with his weapon of great force. Vayu was struck in return by Bringi with a powerful trident. Meditating on Lord Shiva in his heart, the strong and heroic Kusmandapati clashed with Kubera and fought terribly. Splitting up all the devas, the great leader of Bhairavi, in collaboration with the circle of yogins, drank much of their blood. Desirous of gobbling up the leading devas, Kali split them and drank their blood. Kshetrapala too did the same. Then Vishnu, the slayer of enemies, and who was excessively brilliant, heard his discus and fought with them. The discus seemed to burn the 10 directions. Kshetrapala saw the discus coming. He ran to the place and bravely caught a hold of it. On seeing the discus held in his mouth, Vishnu, the conqueror of enemies, cities, caught hold of his throat and made him split out the discus. Regaining his discus, Vishnu, the sole sustainer of the world of great dignity, became very angry. In that infuriated state, he took up different weapons and fought with brave warriors. Vishnu fought a great battle with them by hurling many weapons and evincing boisterous display of his terrific exploits. Bhairava and others displayed their strength furiously by hurling several weapons and by fighting with them. Virabhadra saw their battle with Vishnu of unequaled splendor, returned and clashed with him in a great battle. Then Vishnu, of great brilliance, lifted up his discus and fought with Virabhadra. O sage, a terrible fight-provoking harassment took place between Mahabali and Varuna with various weapons. Thanks to the yogic power of Vishnu, innumerable soldiers, terrible in wielding conch, discus and mace in their hands, emerged from his own body. They too fought against Virabhadra, who continued to shout. These strong groups of warriors were as strong as Vishnu and had various weapons with them. Remembering Shiva his lord and hitting them who were as lustrous as Narayana with his trident, he reduced them to ashes. The most powerful Virabhadra struck Vishnu in the chest playfully with his trident in the course of the battle. O sage, hit suddenly by that blow, Vishnu, Purushottama, fell unconscious on the ground. Then rose a wonderful brilliance as terrible as the fire at the time of dissolution. It seemed to burn all the three worlds. It was severe and terrifying even to great heroes. That glorious lord, with eyes red by anger, got up again. The best of beings lifted up his discus and stood ready to strike. Virabhadra, of no weak soul, nay, identical with Lord Shiva, held his terrific discus, luminous like black sun, suspended and motionless. O sage, thanks to the power of Shiva, the great Lord controlling Maya, the chakra held in the hand of Vishnu became stunned and motionless. Vishnu, who was kept stunned by Virabhadra of eloquent words, who was the lord of the Ganas, remained motionless like a mountain. O Narada, when he became benumbed and stunned, Vishnu repeated formulas for redemption from torpidity. O sage, becoming free from the stunned state, Vishnu became infuriated and took up his bow and arrows. O dear sage, Vishnu's bow was attacked with 3 arrows by Virabhadra, whereupon it split into 3 in a trice. Then Vishnu was enlightened by the great voice that the great Ganas were invincible. He therefore thought of vanishing from the scene. On coming to know that all this was bound to happen, brought about by Sati, so unbearable to all others, all of us went to our respective worlds after duly remembering Shiva, the independent Lord of all. When I returned to Satyaloka, the grief of my son afflicted me much. In my miserable plight, I pondered over what shall be done by me. When Vishnu and I had gone, accompanied by devas and sages, all those who were left there, those who maintained themselves through sacrifices, were utterly defeated by the Ganas. On seeing the disorder and utter destruction of the great sacrifice, the sacrifice itself, being afraid, assumed the form of a deer and fled. Virabhadra seized it as it is, as was fleeing by the sky in the form of a deer, and beheaded it. Then the heroic Mahagana, Virabhadra, caught hold of Prajapati, Dharma, Kashyapa, Aristamani, the sage with many sons, the sages Angiras and Krasava, and the great sage Datta, and kicked all of them on their heads. With the tip of his fingers, he cut off the tip of the nose of Saraswati and of Aditi, the mother of Devas. Virabhadra showed his exploits thus. Similarly, the infuriated Virabhadra, with eyes blazing, cut off the other Devas too, and threw them on the ground. Even after mutilating the chief Devas and sages, he never became calm like the king of serpents, whose anger had been aroused. After uprooting his enemies like a lion, the elephants of the forest Virabhadra surveyed all the quarters frequently to know who is where. He struck and smashed Bhehu, while the valorous Manibhadra kicked him on his chest and plucked off his mustaches. Chandra forcibly plucked off the teeth of Bhushan, who had formerly laughed and showed his teeth while Shiva was being cursed. Nandin plucked off the eyes of Bhaga, who was felled over the ground with anger because it was he who was winked at Daksha while cursing. Swadha, Swaha, Dakshina, Tantras, and Tantras, all those who were there were molested and mortified by the leaders of Ganas. The Ganas furiously showered filth and rubbish on the sacrificial fire. The heroic Ganas made the sacrifice inexpressibly impure. After coming to know that Daksha had hidden himself behind the altar due to his pride, Virabhadra dragged him out with force. He was caught hold of by his cheeks, his head, and was struck with the sword. Due to the yogic power of Daksha, it could not be split. Thinking that his head could not be pierced or cut with weapons, he kicked his chest with a foot and rested the head with his hand. Virabhadra, the leader of the Ganas, threw the head of the wicked Daksha, the enemy of Shiva, into the fire pit. Virabhadra, whirling the trident in his hand, looked splendid indeed. The angry Ramshas, Samhita, looked like the blazing mountains. After killing them without difficulty, Virabhadra in his fury burnt them in the fire like a blazing conflagration consuming moths. Seeing Daksha and others entirely burned, he laughed boisterously, filling the three worlds with a sound. He was surrounded by heroic glory. Then a divine shower of flowers originating from the celestial park fell over Virabhadra, accompanied by his Ganas. Cool breezes blew gently fragrant and pleasing. Divine drums sounded simultaneously. The hero, who had accomplished his duties, went to Kailasha quickly like the sun who quells darkness. On seeing Virabhadra, who had fulfilled his task, Lord Shiva was pleased, and he made him the presiding officer of his Ganas. Jai Guruji, Sharana Guruji, Guru Shukma for any mispronunciation. I will now pass it over to Ajay Uncle, who will read in Hindi. In Hindi.
आपने आज शिवपुराण अध्याय 36 एंड 37 पढ़ने ये आज हमको बताएगा देवताओं का पलायन, इंद्र आदि के गुस्से पर बृहस्पति का रुद्रदेव की अजयता बनाना, वीरभद्र का देवताओं को युद्ध के लिए ललकारना, श्री विष्णु और वीरभद्र की बातचीत तथा विष्णु आदि का अपने लोग गिराना एवं दक्ष और यज्ञ का विनाश करके वीरभद्र का कैलाश पर रोकना। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, नारद, उस समय देवताओं के साथ शिव गंगों का घोर युद्ध आरंभ हो गया। उसमें सारे देवता पराजित हुए और भागने लगे। वे एक दूसरे का साथ छोड़कर स्वर्ग लोक में चले गए। उस समय केवल महाबली इंद्र आदि लोकपाल ही उस दारुण संग्राम में धैर्य धारण करके उत्सुकता पूर्वक खड़े रहे। तदनंतर इंद्र आदि सब देवता मिलकर इस सम्मानजन में बृहस्पति जी को प्रीति भाव से नमस्कार करके पूछने लगे। लोकपाल, गुरुदेव बृहस्पति महाप्राज्ञ दयानिधि, शीघ्र बताइए, हम जानना चाहते हैं कि हमारी विजय कैसे होगी। उनकी यह बात सुनकर बृहस्पति ने प्रयत्नपूर्वक भगवान शंभु का स्मरण किया और ज्ञानपूर्वक महेंद्र से कहा। बृहस्पति बोले, इंद्र, भगवान विष्णु ने पहले जो कुछ कहा था वह सब इस समय घटित हो गया। मैं उसी को समझ कर रहा हूँ। सावधान होकर सुनो। समस्त कर्मों का फल देने वाला जो कोई ईश्वर है वह कर्ता का ही आश्रय लेता है। कर्म करने वाले को ही उस कर्म का फल देता है। जो कर्म करता ही नहीं उसको फल देने में, जो कर्म करता है नहीं उसको फल देने में वह भी समर्थ नहीं है। अतः जो ईश्वर को जानकर उसका आश्रय लेकर सत्कर्म करता है उसी को उसका कर्म फल मिलता है, ईश्वर द्रोही को नहीं। न मंत्र, न औषधियां, न समस्त अभिचारक कर्म, न लौकिक पुरुष, न कर्म, न वेद, न पूर्व और उत्तरी मीमांसा तथा न नाना वेदों से युक्त अन्याय शास्त्र भी ईश्वर को जानने में समर्थ होते हैं। ऐसा प्राचीन विद्वानों का कथन है। अनन्य शरण भक्तों को छोड़कर दूसरे लोग संपूर्ण वेदों का 10,000 बार स्व अध्याय करके भी महेश्वर को भली भांति नहीं जान सकते। यह महाश्रुति का कथन है। अवश्य भगवान शिव के अनुग्रह से ही सर्वथा शांत, निर्विकार एवं उत्तम दृष्टि से सदा शिव के तत्व को साक्षात हो सकता है। सुरेश्वर क्या कर्तव्य है और क्या अकर्तव्य, इसका विवेचन करना। अभिष्ट होने पर मैं जो इसमें सिद्धि का उत्तम अंश है उसी का प्रतिपादन करूंगा। तुम अपने हित के लिए उसे ध्यान में रखकर सुनो। इंद्र, तुम लोकपालों के साथ आज नादान बनकर दक्ष यज्ञ में आ गए हो। बताओ तो यहाँ क्या पराक्रम करोगे? भगवान रुद्र जिनके सहायक हैं, ऐसे ही परम क्रोधी रुद्रगण इस यज्ञ में विघ्न डालने के लिए आए हैं और अपना काम पूरा करेंगे, इसमें संशय नहीं है। मैं सत्य सत्य कहता हूँ कि इस यज्ञ के विघ्न का निवारण करने के लिए वस्तुतः तुम में से किसी के पास भी सर्वथा कोई उपाय नहीं है। बृहस्पति की यह बात सुनकर वे इंद्र सहित समस्त लोकपाल बड़ी चिंता में पड़ गए। तब महावीर रुद्रगणों से घिरे हुए वीरभद्र ने मन ही मन भगवान शंकर का स्मरण करके इंद्र आदि लोकपालों को डांटा और इसके पश्चात रुद्रगणों के नायक वीरभद्र ने रोष से भरकर तुरंत ही संपूर्ण देवताओं को तीखे बाणों से घायल कर दिया। उन बाणों की चोट खाकर इंद्र आदि समस्त सुरेश्वर भागते हुए 10 दिशाओं में चले गए। जब लोकपाल चले गए और देवता भाग खड़े हुए तब वीरभद्र अपने गणों के साथ यज्ञशाला के समीप गए। उस समय वह विद्वान समस्त ऋषि अत्यंत भयभीत हो परमेश्वर श्री हरि से रक्षा की प्रार्थना करने के लिए सहसा नतमस्तक हो शीघ्र बोले, देव देव रमानाथ सर्वेश्वर महाप्रभु, आप दक्ष के यज्ञ की रक्षा कीजिए। आप ही यज्ञ हैं, इसमें संशय नहीं है। यज्ञ आपका कर्म है, रूप और अंग है। आप यज्ञ के रक्षक हैं, अतः दक्ष की यज्ञ की रक्षा कीजिए। आपके सिवा दूसरा कोई इसका रक्षक नहीं है। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, नारद, ऋषियों का यह वचन सुनकर मेरे सहित भगवान विष्णु वीरभद्र के साथ युद्ध करने की इच्छा से चले। श्री हरि को युद्ध के लिए उत्तर दे शत्रु मर्दन वीरभद्र जो वीर प्रथम गणों से घिरे हुए थे, कड़े शब्दों में भगवान विष्णु को डांटने लगे। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, नारद, वीरभद्र की यह बात सुनकर बुद्धिमान देवेश्वर विष्णु वहां प्रसन्नता पूर्वक हंसते हुए बोले। श्री विष्णु ने कहा, वीरभद्र, आज तुम्हारे सामने मैं को जो कुछ कहता हूँ उसे सुनो। मैं भगवान शंकर का सेवक हूँ। तुम मुझे रुद्रदेव से विमुख न कहो। दक्ष अज्ञानी है, कर्म कांड में ही इसकी निष्ठा है। इसने मूर्तावश पहले मुझसे बारंबार अपने यज्ञ में चलने के लिए प्रार्थना की थी। मैं भक्त के आधीन ठहरा, इसलिए चलाया। भगवान महेश्वर भी भक्त के अधीन रहते हैं। दक्ष मेरा भक्त है, इसलिए मुझे यहाँ आना पड़ा है। रुद्र के क्रोध से उत्पन्न हुए वीर, तुम रुद्र तेज स्वरूप हो, उत्तम प्रताप के आश्रय हो। मेरी प्रतिज्ञा सुनो। मैं तुम्हें आगे बढ़ने से रोकता हूँ और तुम मुझे रोको। परिणाम वही होगा जो होने वाला होगा। मैं पराक्रम करूंगा। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, नारद, भगवान विष्णु के ऐसा कहने पर महाभाव वीरभद्र हंसकर बोला, आप मेरे प्रभु के प्रिय भक्त हैं, यह जानकर मुझे बड़ी प्रसन्नता हुई। इतना कहकर गणनायक वीरभद्र हंस पड़ा और बिना से नतमस्तक हो बड़ी प्रसन्नता के साथ श्री समय यथार्थ बात कहता हूँ, सावधान होकर सुनो। अरे जैसे शिव है वैसे आप है, जैसे आप है वैसे शिव है, ऐसा वेद कहते हैं। और वेदों का ये कथन शिव की आज्ञा के अनुसार ही है। रमाना, भगवान शिव की आज्ञा से हम सब लोग उनके सेवक हैं, तथा मैंने जो बात कही है वह इस बात विवाद के अवसर के अनुरूप ही है। आप मेरी हर बात को आपके प्रति आदर के भाव से ही कहेंगे, समझिए। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, वीरभद्र का यह वचन सुनकर भगवान श्री हंस हंस पड़े और उनके लिए हितकर वचन बोले। श्री विष्णु ने कहा, महावीर तुम मेरे साथ निशंक होकर युद्ध करो, तुम्हारे अस्त्रों से शरीर के भर जाने वाली मैं अपने आश्रम को जाऊंगा। ब्रह्मा जी कहते हैं, ऐसा कहकर भगवान विष्णु चुप हो गए और युद्ध के लिए कमर कसकर खड़े हुए। महाबली वीरभद्र भी अपने गणों के साथ युद्ध के लिए तैयार हो गए। नारद तदंतर भगवान विष्णु और वीरभद्र में घोर युद्ध हुआ। अंत में वीरभद्र ने भगवान विष्णु के चक्र को स्तंभित कर दिया और संगर्ण धनुष के 3 टुकड़े कर डाले। तब मेरे द्वारा एवं सरस्वती द्वारा बोधित हुए विष्णु ने उस महान गणनायक वीरभद्र को असहाय देश से संपन्न जानकर वहां से अंतर्धान होने का विचार किया। दूसरे देवता भी यह जान गए कि सती के प्रति जो न्याय हुआ है उसी का यह सब भावी परिणाम है। दूसरों के लिए इस संकट का सामना करना अत्यंत कठिन है। यह जानकर वे सब देवता अपने सेवकों के साथ स्वतंत्र सर्वेश्वर शिव का स्मरण करके अपने अपने लोक को चले गए। मैं भी पुत्र के दुख से पीड़ित हो सत्य लोक में चला गया और अत्यंत दुख से आतुर हो सोचने लगा कि अब मुझे क्या करना चाहिए। मेरे तथा श्री विष्णु के चले जाने पर दुनियों सहित समस्त के आधार रहने वाले देवता शिवगण द्वारा पराजित हुआ है। उस उपद्रव को देखकर और उस महामत का विध्वंस निकट जानकर वह यज्ञ भी अत्यंत भयभीत हो मृग का रूप धारण करके वहां से भागा। मृग के रूप में आकाश की ओर भागते हुए वीरभद्र ने उसे पकड़ लिया और उसका मस्तक काट डाला। फिर उन्होंने मुनियों और देवताओं के अनुमोदन कर दिए और भूतों को मार डाला। प्रतापी मणिभद्र ने भृगु को उठाकर पटक दिया और उनकी छाती को पैरों से दबाकर तत्काल उनकी दाढ़ी मूछ तोड़ डाली। चंद्र ने बड़े वेग से उषा के दांत उखाड़ लिए, जो कि पूर्व काल में जिस समय महादेव जी को दक्ष के द्वारा गालियां दी जा रही थी उस समय वे दांत दिखाते रहकर हंसे थे। नंदी ने भक्त को रोषपूर्वक पृथ्वी पर दे मारा और उनकी दोनों आंखें निकाल ली, क्योंकि जब दक्ष शिव जी को शाप दे रहे थे उस समय वे आंखों के संकेत से अपना अनुमोदित सूचित कर रहे थे। महारुद्र नायकों ने स्वदा स्वाहा और दक्षिणा देवियों को बड़ी दुर्दशा की। वहां जो मंत्र तंत्र और दूसरे लोग थे उनका भी बहुत तिरस्कार किया। ब्रह्मापुत्र दक्ष भय के मारे अंतर्वेदी के भीतर छिप गए। वीरभद्र उनका पता लगाकर उन्हें बलपूर्वक पकड़ लाए। फिर उनके दोनों कान पकड़कर उन्होंने उनके मस्तक पर तलवार से आघात किया, परंतु योग के प्रभाव से दक्ष का सिर अभेद हो गया था, इसलिए कट नहीं सका। जब वीरभद्र को ज्ञात हुआ कि संपूर्ण अस्त्र शस्त्रों से इनके मस्तक का भेदन नहीं हो सकता, तब उन्होंने दक्ष की छाती पर पैर रखकर बनाया और दोनों हाथों से गर्दन मरोड़ कर तोड़ डाली। फिर शिवद्रोही दक्ष के उस सिर को गणनायक वीरभद्र ने अग्निकुंड में डाल दिया। तदनंतर जैसे सूर्य को अंधकार का राशि का नाश करके उदय जल पर आरूढ़ होते हैं, उसी प्रकार वीरभद्र दक्ष और उनके यज्ञ का विध्वंस करके कृतकारी और तुरंत की वहां से उत्तम कैलाश पर्वत को चले गए। वीरभद्र को काम पूरा कर लिया देख परमेश्वर शिव मन ही मन बहुत संतुष्ट हुए और उन्होंने वीर प्रबंधकों का अध्यक्ष बना दिया। इसी के साथ अध्याय 36 और 37 समाप्त होता है। जय गुरु जी। संजय जी, अगर पढ़ने में कोई गलती हुई हो तो माफी चाहूंगा। जय गुरु।